The worst days are the after, that's all muscular. Thank God nothing happened. All right, we're going to get started. It's 7 o'clock. We have Elizabeth on the phone. We have Elizabeth on the phone. Elizabeth, you there? How are you feeling?
It's been better, but I'm okay.
All right, great. All right, I'm going to call this meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, July 15th. We do have a quorum of the board. We have Elizabeth present, Elizabeth Palin present via telephone, absent are Sean Martin and Marion Travado. Maud is on the sidelines there. You'll understand why here in a minute. And everybody else is here. All right, so review of previous board of director meeting minutes. So I just want to thank Kareem. I know Kareem, I was secretary many moons ago, and it's very difficult to get the correct style of minutes and what it is and what it's not. It certainly is not a verbatim or transcript. Is clearly a summary of what was discussed, focusing on attendance, who's here, who's not here, status of the quorum, if there are any motions on the table, who called the motion, what was the motion about, a vote, the results of the voting. All of the agenda items should have some type of summary under each. I kind of like your style of doing minutes where it has the subject matter and then what was discussed. That's a nice touch like that. So my understanding is you received, I had a chance to review all the minutes, and I know Blair submitted her corrections or suggested corrections. Did everybody on the board get a chance to review the minutes? And we're talking about minutes of April 15th. We're talking about minutes from May 20th. Minutes from June 17th. Minutes from June 26th.
The 26th is the construction.
Construction, right, but we still have minutes.
Right.
Okay. What does the board want to do? I mean, did everybody get a chance to read them?
I was looking at the journal. I thought we had it.
No, we have not.
No, the other ones we didn't.
We brought it to the table, but then it was tabled.
Yes.
What was the tape?
To approve the minutes.
We just did
It wasn't complete. Is there anything we can do to help you take accurate minutes, like detailed minutes?
Yeah, I mean, you send me an example. Let's say, for instance, like even after this meeting,
Yeah.
then I can follow that.
Sure.
Like how you would want me.
What I'll do is I'll send you the Florida statute regarding meeting minutes, what needs to be on there, what it's not. Give you an example. I remember when Blair was secretary, she was very detailed. We can use a pull something from the website, very detailed. Again, it's not a transcript, it's a summary of what was discussed, what was motion, what was voted on, who voted, who declined, if it passed or not, right? And any new business and so forth that needs to be brought up. So, what are we going to do about the minutes in front of us?
I can't vote to approve them in the state they're in. I think we're missing too much information. I think there's too much incorrect information, not incorrect, but maybe not. I just don't believe that there's enough here.
We have recordings of the meeting, so can we not refer to those to clarify them?
especially
yeah,
after the
I-
2.5
Yeah.
hours. I think what would be helpful, I'll pull a template where all you're doing perhaps is handwriting first, all the areas, you know, and then under each, topic matter, under each section, just like it is, leave some space where you can do, first write it out, and then
Okay.
transcribe it for approval. I
Alright,
think
yeah,
that would be helpful.
yeah, that would be helpful.
I'll find some templates.
Yeah, if I start
What-
printing them out.
What about also, you can, which is the way we do ordinance, a discussion ensued on dot, dot, dot. And then you start with, a motion was made by this person, second by that person, all in favor, as unanimous, or we can do it that way as well.
Yeah, we'll
So I
find
can,
something that works.
Now, I think it will help if I start printing them out, and I got these, like, just start jotting them down again, and then I can just.
Yeah, have some templates and just jot and write the items, so you're following the agenda. And then you can go back and
Yeah, cause I was following you guys.
typing,
Going back and forth and
trying to
typing,
follow the
yeah.
meeting is
I
very
can write
difficult.
faster.
Yeah, no, understood, understood.
And you might wanna go back a few years and take a look at how some of the minutes have been done in the past.
Okay.
Yeah. One of the things that we need to be mindful of is the meeting minutes should be ready by the next board meeting. So every 30 days, that's the rule of thumb, it needs to happen,
So for me sending them out to you guys for you guys want like a week before or a couple of days before?
I mean, a Sunday or Saturday, a weekend before, it doesn't
Oh,
take long.
weekend.
Once we're caught up, it shouldn't take long to
Right.
read the minutes. It
Okay.
shouldn't take more than 15 minutes if somebody really
Yes, I
wants.
can send them on a Sunday before we have the meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Anything else from the board?
Just with the one note that I had, where thank you for backing me up on that with the one thing with Astro. Like things like that, with like Astro meeting and stuff, where we had to, tell them, okay, you gotta go, because you're not being respectful, you're not respecting the board's time. I feel like those are pertinent things to just mention in there, because he's kind of the reason why we're here at that point, you know? It's a construction meeting, and now the contractor isn't here. That was my point of making it in there.
Yeah, I don't remember, and, I'm getting old, so, I don't remember that we asked him to leave. I remember that he got up and
No.
left. but-
Did we
Okay,
ask him?
that's fine.
We did,
But-
right? Okay.
I
I don't think it matters whether he was asked or not, I think he was told to go because,
I think-
because
I
of
think-
why he had to go though.
Right, I think the minutes should just reflect that he and Dora left the meeting early.
So prior to the commencement.
Prior, yeah,
Yeah, but I think it's important as to why he left.
right.
Because if he left because he had a meeting, there's no contention. But if he left because he's spouting off foul language about board members, that's a completely different issue. And we should be documenting that.
Well, I would say that the video is documentation, but I don't know.
But
that-
we don't put it into,
I don't think it needs to be so specific to the minutes. It should just, I believe, say that he, and that the two of them left the meeting early due to disagreements.
Okay, that's fine, but like say as to what the issue was, what they did. Yeah. Okay.
Anything else regarding the minutes? I'm gonna make a motion to defer the approval of the minutes due to, the challenge that we're having, currently getting them in the proper format. Does anybody want to?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright.
Any nays? Okay, motion passes. All right, officers report, president, okay, I have something here called the Board of Directors Organization. So there's 3 Florida statute items, related to board members that we need to discuss at this board meeting. They're statutory issues, which I will be addressing as president. The first is a suspension on the board, which is gonna create a vacancy. And I'll read you, the reason for the suspension. The suspension of a board member, Miriam Tirado, from the Board of Directors, Florida Statute 718-112 requires all board members to complete an approved educational course within statutory time frame. Miriam has not provided the certification, therefore, per Florida statute, she is suspended temporarily from service on the board until she provides a certification. The board can decide to fill this position on a temporary basis created by this vacancy until Miriam is reinstated. To be reinstated, Miriam must submit the required certification to the association. We will keep you updated on this matter. I have been in communication with Miriam. The due date was June 30th. She advised that she did take the course, I believe, on the 18th or 19th. However, whatever organization she took it with has not provided her the certification. So, because the association does not have a certification, we have to temporarily suspend her from statute, okay? Next, this is a board of director position abandonment due to the provisions of Florida Statute 718-112, which states that a board member who is more than 90 days delinquent in the payment of any monetary obligation to the association is deemed to have abandoned their position. This is a vacancy on the board of directors. This is regarding board member Kalani Brown. The reason for the vacancy is delinquency per Florida Statute 718-112. Let me go back. With regards to Miriam, so I've been in communication with her in email. I'm going to advise the management company to send a certified letter of the notice of temporary suspension. I'm sure once she gets it, maybe for August, we'll reinstate her back. That's not the issue. The issue is, it's not that we're doubting that she did it, it's just that she hasn't provided the association per statute. So we have to follow the statute. That was particularly new in the new laws that DeSantis put in, requiring proof of submission. All other board members have submitted, and it is posted on the website. That's required by statutes. Sorry?
No.
Okay. All right, so, director position abandonment, again, we start due to the provisions of Florida Statute 718-112, which state a board member who's more than 90 days delinquent in the payment of any monetary obligation to the association is deemed to have abandoned their position. Therefore, there's a current vacancy on the board of directors, effective July 15th. Today, board member Kalani Brown. A formal written notice will be sent to the board member confirming this announcement via certified mail and email. The board has two options per statute. You can keep the vacancy, wait for Kalani to be in compliance, and go through the process where we're going to go with our next board member, which I'll discuss. Or there's options. Leave the position vacant until next term for election, or just continue to proceed with that vacancy, or nominate somebody, fill the vacancy. Those are the board options at this time. What does the board want to do?
You said one of the options was just to leave it open?
Correct. You're not obligated to fill any vacancy at any time during a board year. As long as you meet the minimum requirements. Fortunately for us, we're, I would say, a large board, where our docs say we can be 9 members. The statute says you must have a minimum of 3. So we are way in our ability to continue to function.
I hope to keep it open.
Can I keep it open?
I don't know if anybody else had one on the board.
I mean, is there anybody present that would like the board to consider joining the board? Let's put it out there. No? Okay. All right, yes?
Yeah, I mean, keeping it open means we can always fill it at a later date.
Correct.
So I think that might be, we can either bring Kalani back on once the obligations have been met, or we can fill it with another person. So,
Okay, what does the board want to do so we can keep the agenda rolling?
okay, I'm gonna make a motion that we keep the position open.
Okay, Okay.
I second that motion.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, anyone opposed? No? All right, Kaylani, stay in touch. And then once that's resolved.
Yeah, I'm already in touch with the board.
Huh?
I'm already in touch with the board.
Okay, great, no problem. All right, perfect, thank you. Yeah.
But they want
All right.
to legal fees on.
Third board member, this is another board of director position abandonment. Maud Bruce, this is for delinquency per Florida statute 718-112. Ms. Bruce abandoned her position as a result of her financial position from April 15th. Tonight I make a motion to fill the vacancy and put her back on the board as she has resolved that issue and is no longer illegal. Since the board was unaware of the abandonment of her position, I make a motion to ratify all her votes from April 15th, which is the point she became 90-day delinquent, to tonight. I believe we've only had 2 or 3 board meetings.
And I don't believe that her vote would have made a difference in a majority or not of the votes.
No, I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue for statute is was she qualified to be on the board at the time, so she wasn't because she was delinquent. So that delinquency, just to let you know, today I checked with both the attorney that does her collections and Judah Askew to ensure that these delinquencies are still in effect or have they been cleared. And for Maud Bruce, it's been confirmed by legal and by Judah Askew that it has been resolved. So there's a motion on the table, number 1 to, hold on, let's go backwards. I can't ratify, I haven't brought her back. I make a motion to reinstate Maud Bruce to the board of directors effective today, July 15th.
And I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody, any nays? Okay, motion passes. Ms. Barr, you can come back up. And then I'll have a second motion on the table. I'm going to, since the board was unaware of the abandonment of her position, I make a motion to ratify all her votes made from April 15, 2025 to tonight.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Okay. All right. One last thing before I turn it over to our treasurer. Determination of the board, we need to discuss a meeting date with the accounting firm. You might recall when Carol Esky was here, I shared an email also, not when she was here, but I shared an email that the board were coming up to the date where the board needs to determine how they want to handle the end of the equity line of credit to converting it to a loan, asking for an extension to the equity line of credit because the project is not completed, all the different options that she has provided. There is a due date from Banco Popular that we must decide. So I told her that I would be getting a few dates from the board of directors to give her opportunities. They're going for a system transition. It's really crazy over there right now. So we need, give me 3 dates that you may be available as options to invite Carol to the meeting. I would like it to have it happen before the end of July. It will be a quick meeting. It's just that will be probably the only item on the agenda. But we do have to discuss everything in detail with her, and we can decide as a board what direction they want to go with the equity line of credit. Let's go for some dates.
Well, I'm looking at the last week. I think I might be out of town next week, same time you are, so any day the last week, 28th, 29th.
Okay.
Well, the 30th, I've got the termite prep meeting. So,
The 30th is good for me.
So, July 30th?
no, July 30th won't work for me.
Oh, won't.
Right. So 28th, 29th, and 31st.
Okay, July 28th, 29th, and August 1st.
No, 31st.
I'm sorry,
We
31st.
can't do the 31st.
We can't? Okay.
That is the construction.
Oh, okay. All right, so the 20,
Did the project manager confirm the date?
Yes, I'm from the
okay, so, I mean, we could go to Friday, August 1st, or go to August 4th.
Fridays are not good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can do that first Monday in August. That
Okay.
first Monday or Tuesday in August I can do.
The 4th or the 5th, sure. Okay, so we've got basically the 28th, 29th, and the 4th and the 5th.
Okay. All right, so 28th, 29th, the 4th, and the 5th.
Yeah.
Maud, dates are good? We need a quorum of the board. Kareem, do those dates look good to you?
28th is good for me for July.
I can do those dates too.
28th, 29th, okay. Anybody else? Elizabeth?
Yeah, the dates work for me too.
Okay, so the dates work for you. So I will send Carol and Mike. I don't know if she's gonna send Mike McCarski, which is our accountant, or if she's coming. I think she'll come in person because she's the one that deals with the bank. All right.
So what time will
It would be 7 p.m.
It'll be here.
It would be here.
So then, since we have the meeting on the 31st, why come twice a week? Just have it on the 31st.
Well, I think the construction meeting will take
Yeah.
time, and we start that at 6:30, so that would mean we'd be going very late, and I don't know that that would work for the accountant firm.
Yeah. You can get Carol in.
How long is
Sure.
it?
I don't think this is gonna be more than 45 minutes.
Exactly, so we're
An hour at most, unless we have, a lot of questions from All right, I'm gonna ask her how much time she thinks she needs.
Yeah.
I need her to make sure ahead of time she emails me all the different options so I can share it with the board. It can be posted on, as with the agenda. So we're gonna look at the 28th, 29th, the 4th, or the 5th. And I will let you know. Okay, treasurer, financial review. Blair, take us through that.
Okay, so, as of June 30th, our cash in our operating account was $221,309. In the reserves was $138,893. In our security account, $13,516. And in the special assessment account, $103,857. Total cash is $447,575. As far as the budget, the line items that are over are the lawn maintenance, which is over by 14,000 and a little bit, and that is due to the foundation repairs. We have passive critter services, which is over by 1685. That's due to bees. We had a lot of problem with bees over in phase between 3 and 4.
Yeah, we discovered a lot of them when we were doing the walkthrough of all the backyards,
Yeah.
and we have quite a few.
Yeah. And that will increase too, because I know that Diana's going to talk to us about getting the ducks, so I know that's going to increase. Okay. The termite contract is over by 6,000, almost 6,500. That is because we have paid for the subterranean pegs, those green pegs that you can see it around the property. And it's going to considerably increase this month because we are cutting checks for the tinting, so that's going to be a big hit. The pool and spa repair is over by 2,700. The tax and audit is over by 3,000. Again, that's going to even out by the end of the year.
Can we go back one spot? What was that 2,700 for? Was it the chemical feeder?
The chemical feeder was like 17 or something like
I'm
that.
sorry.
17.
So we're like 900 over then, because that included the chemical feeder, but you know.
Yeah,
So why would we be 900 over? We'll have to look at the detail of the,
because we were being charged an extra $200 a month for 6-8 months. Because we did not have the chemical feeder and they were having to do extra work. We disputed it, but they would not.
And then the bill, when the chemical feeder was installed, it was still billing.
They were still billing for it when it was, when the chemical feeder was installed, so we did not pay that until they get a corrected invoice to us.
Is that part of the contract, that they could bill you an extra 200 if that happens?
I don't know, if they have to do extra work to put the chemicals in the pool because the feeder is not there, then, you know, I can't fault them.
And there was no one here to
Depends if it's in the
verify.
contract or not.
And there was no one here to verify they feed their extra chemicals.
Still, if they-
Because we could never, no one tells, they don't tell us when they're coming.
so
And
we
when
already-
they are here, when they do come, because Elijah will make sure that you watch out for them, they're not doing anything extra.
We discussed many moons ago getting bids for new.
And I gave you guys bids,
Okay, so I'll put it on the August.
please.
Yes.
Might
Yeah,
want to
the-
do that
And for the
in
landscaping.
contract,
It's
see if we're allowed to do that.
pool and, I was gonna say
Thank you for that.
beach.
And
For my,
Pool services and lawn services will be on the next, board
Yeah.
of directors meeting.
Yeah, that'd be good, I had the pool guy coordinated with Elijah to come, but just to let us know that they're coming here and doing what.
And you wouldn't even speak to him when he came the last time, and I had to come down to the property, you know, and he was on. This pool company,
That's fine.
Can I ask about the extra 6,000 on the termites? If we have a contract for the tenting, why did we spend an extra 6,000 for those posts?
We have subterranean
Tinting
termites.
is
So that's a separate,
totally
Those are
different
two
types of.
separate
and
things.
they didn't know that in advance?
Yeah, they do that in advance. Yeah.
All the time?
But we did not know last August, September, when we prepared this budget, that we were going to be spending this amount of money on termites. So we didn't put it in the budget. Okay? This has come up now.
No, correction. We voted in the budget meeting for the 100,000+ for termite treatment. It included subterranean, and then when they started looking at the subterraneans, there were subterraneans everywhere. So as a precaution, because subterraneans eat your foundation, it was highly advised, you better do subterraneans, because it's gonna cost you more if you start having foundation repairs, because they eat through concrete. So rather than doing certain buildings, because subterraneans, this is swarming season, they go through. There's a lot of wood that's been removed, a lot of swarming has been happening. And as a precaution, we did, and that was the estimate that we approved in the budget for 2025. I think the over budget is because the way they're being paid, they need to get deposits and things. So we'll see, how much was termite budgeted for 2025, all the termites?
The budget for the whole year is, hang on a second. The year to date is 50,000.
What's the budget, anywhere it says budget, annual budget, what's the,
Okay, annual budget is 100,000.
okay. So we budgeted 100,000 for termite treatment, that included everything at the time. And then when we discovered what was happening with the subterraneans, we also treated.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, continuing on, legal is over by $45,000.
Okay, did you put the taxes or something?
Oh, I'm sorry, the taxes, well, the taxes are over, by 3,000, but that'll catch up by the end of the year. Okay, yeah, because we pay it once, but we budget it monthly, so that will even out by the end of the year. Yeah, legal is over by, 45,000+, and printing and postage is over by 380. So, as far as maintenance goes and past due accounts, in phase 1 for maintenance, we have 3 units that are past due for a total of $610. This is, again, as of June 30th. None are in legal. In phase 2, we have, I know that's wrong, let me double check this. Okay, no, that's right. We have 1 unit that's past due by $8,148, and that is in legal. In phase 3, we have 6 units that are past due by $6,856, 2 units in legal. And phase 4, we have 3 units past due for $21,560, and that is 2 in legal. And I think that is maybe the correct number. No, that's right. Okay, so the total past due on maintenance is $31,174. For a special assessment 2, which was that $50-ish that we paid over 10 years, we have 1 unit in phase 4 that is in legal for $650. The insurance increase that was to be paid in 2023, we have nothing owing in phase 1. In phase 2, we have $50 past due. In phase 3, we have $100 past due. In phase 4, we have $1,144 past due, same one in legal. And total past due is $1,294. For SA4, which is the loan repayment, in phase 1, we have 9 units past due for $1,166, none in legal. Phase 2, we have 4 units past due for $3,790, 1 in legal. Phase 3, we have 6 units past due for $3,646, 2 in legal. And in phase 4, we have 12 units past due, $4,447, 2 in legal. So the total amount past due on our loan repayment is $13,049. The total amount that we are past due on through all of our accounts through June is $52,167. That is a real difficult number to swallow.
I see it way higher,
Yeah.
right after 2008, 2009.
Yeah, the problem is that it's going to continue to get worse because of the loan repayment having to be paid, and I think we've got people that are just, it's just not happening, so we'll see how that goes.
All right, thank you.
So I have a question. So when you read off that list, do you know what units are delinquent?
Yes, exactly.
So you knew months, maybe it was delinquent.
No, delinquent but not illegal.
But delinquent doesn't mean that has anything to do with the legal
No,
part.
we didn't have the breakdown of when the 90-day was up.
So when was her lien filed?
That's up to the.
May 1st, it's filed May 1st, would you like to look at
April, April 15th is
May
when-
1st, her lien was filed with the city.
Okay, well, that's up to
Public
the.
record. Now, last week, I asked you all if there were any liens that didn't have any court proceedings. reason, no.
You asked me,
You know,
you
that
asked
can happen,
me.
that can happen.
That's
But
much.
mine had legal proceedings, but no lien. Eventually it was a lien because I didn't pay right away, because I had this happen last year. But Mom didn't have a court case.
Court?
Yeah, she didn't have a case open on her, just a lien. So her legal fees were less, considerably less, whereas I have to pay over $1,000 for legal
So,
fees.
okay, so you can't compare
Oh, I
all the
can compare.
situations. What I would
Because
recommend,
everyone's
there are
supposed to
two,
handle
there
the
are
same.
two things. There's Carlos Lopez that handles collections, and there's Judah Askew that feeds in the information, okay?
What does that have to do with
So-
her lien being
Hold
filed
on a
in May
second,
and
why
now
don't
we're in
you
July?
ask the question, Kehlani, ask the question. Now, do you have anything regarding the financials that were just
Yes, because this
reviewed?
has to do with finances. If we're so staunch on trying to get our money to pay back these loans, why are we giving people special treatment?
We're not giving.
Oh, yes, you are, because like she said,
All right.
she was
Stop with the
delinquent
allegations.
for months ago.
Stop with the
Then why
allegations.
was, when it was filed by
Ask-
Carlos in May,
I'm not
Who
gonna
gave you that
entertain
printout?
allegations. I'm
Who
not
gave
gonna
you the
entertain
notification?
allegations. I'm
who
not.
gave you the notifications of who was delinquent? And who, what board members? Who? Because it only came up because I brought it up last week, so you knew I saw.
Your delinquency,
You
if you
knew
wanna,
I
you
saw.
wanna air out your laundry, you're
Let me have my
delinquent,
laundry later.
you became delinquent yesterday was your 90th day.
That's fine.
Okay, today's the 91st day.
I understand
Okay, so
that.
now we're addressing it.
But she was delinquent in April.
But at
So why didn't you address it in April?
April 15th.
What does that have
You
to
have to
do
be
with
90 days delinquent.
She was delinquent for her lien, January, February, March, April, and May.
speak into your phone a little
It's
louder.
in lien.
Okay.
You want to see.
So why don't you do this?
She's been delinquent
Why
since
don't you
March.
send an email to Carlos Lopez for an
Right.
explanation?
Right.
Yes.
I'm not going to
I'm not a board
entertain
member, so I'm not gonna get the
people,
information from
I'm
the
not
attorney.
going to entertain the
It's not
fact,
entertaining, just answer it truthfully.
listen,
Just answer it truthfully.
No.
You knew she was delinquent
I-
months ago, and you gave her special treatment, you know that was
Excuse
getting
me.
close with
Don't
last
tell
meeting.
me
let
I
me
knew it.
read to you
I brought it
again.
up in the last meeting,
Let
I knew
me-
she had a lien on
okay,
her
Can we
house.
talk?
All right.
Can we answer
Officer,
your
can we have your
question?
assistance, please? Are you sitting here on
Just
vacation?
tell the truth.
There's disruption in our meeting, we're trying to conduct business. I'm not gonna go with this
My
bantering
specific
back and
question
forth.
Kalani.
Where, who gave you that information?
Kalani.
She's asking a question. I asked a question. Who gave you
Can
the
I
information?
answer your question? Will you just stop so I can answer the question? I can't answer the question if you keep talking.
I'm waiting.
Stop it. Just ask a nice question, we'll get an answer.
Oh, that's a
There's
good
a question.
Okay, I will
But that's
discuss
the point.
any of my business here in this meeting.
Absolutely
They
not.
need to see Mr.
It's
Carlos
city.
Lopez.
It's
He's the
public
one,
record.
he's the one that handles it
It's
all.
public record.
Talk to him,
Did you sign?
talk to him.
So.
Okay, 'cause this is
So,
not,
no,
this
answer
is
the
not the
question. I had a
forum.
question on the table.
That's
Maria
not
said
the
she's
one.
gonna answer it.
That's
I'm
not,
waiting.
this is not the forum.
I don't know this is exactly the forum. for
Okay,
it.
let's move
It's a
on.
board meeting.
Let's move on.
Blair, please answer my question. I was waiting.
agenda item.
I'm
Yeah,
waiting
we
on
have
my
the
question to be
agenda.
answered.
We already stated.
You did not
Let
answer my
me-
specific question. Who gave you that printout of who is delinquent? On the board?
Kalani,
Nope, I asked a specific question.
July 10th.
I asked a
I got
specific
this.
question. Who gave the printout?
I
of
got
who's
this
delinquent?
July 10th because
I can't
the
even.
90
I
days
say her
were
name
coming.
and she jumps in to interrupt me.
I'm not
I'm
gonna,
sorry.
I'm not gonna,
So
listen,
you're gonna turn
I'm
around
not
and
gonna
say,
address
"Tell the truth."
allegations. If you have a concern with the way the collections are done, call Carlos Lopez.
So you showed favoritism. And when I sniffed it out, the lien, and because I was like, I'm not charged legal fees because it went to.
The board was
the
not aware there was
It
a
was a
lien.
case.
There
Actually,
is
You
legal
were
and
aware
there's
that
a
it's
penalty.
signed.
This is not the.
It's signed by Carlos, your attorney. So you did know because
No,
you went to
he
my
does
son's
not
finance.
communicate
Okay, where are we at? This is 10, okay.
We're trying to conduct association business.
I understand. Well, like, I understand you guys have a disagreement. You guys gotta find a better way to resolve it. Like, a police officer should not be showing up at HOA
No, they should.
in the first place. So you guys gotta find a better way to come with it.
Exactly.
Thank you.
You should just not say that she's very
All right. Next agenda item, status of feedback from attorney regarding rules and regulations in relation to the association condo docs.
We have not gotten a final review of the rules and regulations from our attorney. Unfortunately, they have been involved in 3 lawsuits by, well, I shouldn't say 3 lawsuits, 3 legal issues by board members. And they have not been able to provide any feedback in reviewing the rules and regulations because of the time that they're having to spend on these 3 legal issues from board members who are supposed to have the financial well-being of this association covered.
All right,
But
so
that's
moral of
not-
the story will be put on the August agenda. All right. Continued board discussion regarding 40-year assessment to be paid in full when property transfers to new owners, i.e. quit claim deed.
Yeah. The situation is, we, my information, I'm sorry, I got too many papers here. When we originally voted to have the loan paid in full when the unit was sold. And we thought that that would be a great thing, and it was, and we have recouped some money as a result of that. The issue now is that there are homeowners who are deeding their property to other people. That does not go through the board. We don't get a say in approving it. And so we don't have any background check on those people, and we don't have any way to recoup that loan because of a quitclaim deed versus a sale. So, at this point in time, I would like to make a motion that we amend that original motion to include a transfer of the property, that the loan be paid off when the property is transferred to someone other than the owner approved by the board.
Is that legal?
Yes, it is.
I thought you were sending it for a legal review the last time.
Exactly.
It was.
Did you get a response?
Yes, and she absolutely.
Says the response you have.
That's what I'm
So
trying to
I think
find.
the last discussion was, if somebody's added to the deed, but the original unit owner is there was no need because there's no full transfer.
Right.
The issue was the full transfer from the owner that's on record to a totally different person. Then what happens to the obligation of the owner, outgoing owner on that deed?
Right. Okay, so here we go. The motion originally was to require any balance on the homeowner's unit to be paid in full at closing should the unit be sold.
That's cute, that's
That
what
was
we
the
approved.
original motion that was in December of 2024, okay? Following the issue now is we've got some people who we don't know who are owners, and according to Rhonda, our attorney, the language should have been that the total amount is due upon any voluntary transfer or sale of the unit.
Did she write the original language?
No, it was,
So you didn't send it for legal review the first time?
That's a legitimate question.
Yes, we have
So
an
she has
accountant
it
there, our
first time.
accountant, Carol Eskew, is accustomed to that. She's the one that
That's
actually
right.
asked us what we wanted to do, and we said that made sense, so yes.
Right.
That's not, doesn't require a legal, it is
Yeah, we
legal.
did.
Go ahead.
Okay, so, I make a motion that we amend that original motion to include that the total outstanding amount of the loan is due upon any voluntary transfer or sale of the unit.
I don't know if I agree with that, because transfer a unit, I could add someone to the deed. As long as the owner is still on the deed, why would that be
Okay,
considered?
but that's not considered a transfer because the owner is still on the deed. It's when the owner comes off and hands it to somebody else.
The claim is total transfer.
Can we put this on the August, because I would like two things. I would like to have Carol Eskew in writing about this, and I would like to have something formally in writing from Rhonda. I know that she responded to you then, but I wasn't included on that.
Do we have any cases?
Yes, we were.
And the thing that says the language should be, I need more clarification. I would want more clarification on that.
Okay?
Because we need to get an understanding of all possible transfers. And what is a transfer mean? It's very vague on the transfer.
When they do the rolls, they see the change.
But do we have any car transfers?
We have one.
Now?
That's why it came up, we have one.
Yeah, well,
Now
we
we
can
have
get more money.
Okay, so that's what a lot of other people for that would do that. So like a family member or.
Well, yeah, of course, or you do a will, or a local
Right.
trust and will, so now technically is transferring, because your will and your
Right.
trust stands on its own. So we would have to see, we would really have to see. I like more verbiage, all the possible scenarios of a transfer.
Yeah, my issue is when it's a quitclaim deed, it does not go through the court. We don't do a background check. We don't do a credit check.
Unless
We
they
have
cost.
no, I'm sorry,
Unless they're caught, then you can do it.
unless they're what?
So then what happens?
Unless there's cause.
Unless
Unless
they're caught.
Like they're found out.
Yeah,
Just
but
to
they
find
find
out.
out, but at that time, some people wouldn't even care.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
already a
they're-
done
they're
deal by the
caught.
time we find
Because
out.
they don't matter, because they own
Okay.
the property, people leave
But-
it down.
Yeah, I mean, so we have no way of knowing if that person that is now responsible for the unit has the financial ability to maintain it and pay their debt.
I'm sure
The
that.
only exception would be a court order transfer, where it can be waived.
We need more
And it's not
information. I'm not clear on this.
So quitclaim media.
There's a lot of nuances.
So you're the legal, okay, that's a legal opinion, Kalani, from you?
Nice, come on.
Well, she's telling me
It's
that,
still rude. Just ask an attorney to write the language for you.
well, she's telling me what,
You know, this is, I'm gonna make a motion, or not a motion, but I'll make a motion to table this agenda item, that's number one. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
And then, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so I think that it would be prudent, Blair, that Rhonda give us an extensive explanation of all, I'm not a real estate attorney, I don't know all the possible transfers that could possibly be. We may be thinking, not thinking anything, all the possible, we need to be sure. And then, we're concerned about who are these people that are now living and we haven't been vetted as part of our normal process. What is the legal process for transfers? Can we then, once the association has knowledge of it, can we go back and say, okay, welcome to new unit owner, I understand you transferred the property, we need to, I don't know what.
Go through the approval process.
Yeah, we need to know who the actual, well, we can get that from county records, but we need to follow protocol after the fact.
I was under the impression that if I could claim the Blair, and she fails to honor her responsibilities, it jumps back to me, okay?
I
I'm
don't
still
know the
responsible.
legalities, I don't know.
Right, that's
Yeah,
what-
I know.
Because quit claim,
I
you're
quit
a
claim,
transfer.
and they told me, if he does not
I don't
pay,
know the
does he
legalities.
have
That's
That's
investment.
just, I don't know.
Yeah, and the whole point is that if we require that the monies be paid at that point when the transfer happens,
Right.
then can we invalidate the transfer? I don't know.
We're guessing,
Yeah.
guys, let's.
No,
let's
what you
get
can do
more,
is you
That's
can
something to
refuse
ask
to update your
too.
ownership letter to
Yeah.
deny access to a
Yes,
reservation, block
yeah.
issuance of sale tenant approval.
I wanna get, perspective from Rhonda and
I
Karen.
second it.
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
Is this, what did we motion on the tabling?
To table it, yes.
Who did I did the first?
He did the first.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All in favor, motion passes,
Yeah.
okay. More to follow, that'll go on my August BOD. All right, secretary,
But, excuse me, repeat of the
What would
motion.
you, what would repeat the motion?
the motion is to table this agenda
Oh,
item
yeah,
regarding,
yeah.
the transfer of,
Sales and transfers.
exactly.
Okay, yeah, all right, sorry.
Not sales, sales is already done.
Yeah,
transfers.
Right, transfers, and then,
Transfers.
yeah. All right, Kareem, you're up. Any updates for us?
No updates, work on, I think we talked about that earlier, so I'm just
I'm
gonna.
gonna get you some templates.
Yeah, get some templates and, take better accurate reviews.
You've been good for templates.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I had, Larry sent me some and Elizabeth sent me some, but we want something that's everybody can review.
We just started, so.
Anything else, sir?
No, that's it.
All right, thank you. All right,
My turn.
management
Hopefully we
updates.
get through this meeting. Peacefully. Okay, phase 4. The electrical engineer went and did the final inspection a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
And we had 7 residents who were deficient. They did not pass the inspection. 1 went ahead and take care of theirs, so we only had 6 left. Sent out letters via email, contacted them on the phone. They were very good about it. They gave approval like this to get it done. The 1 or 2 that did not give approval, who were just dancing around, we went ahead and take care of it anyway. The electrician, Cavalieri, they took care of the 6. I got verification that they're all done, completed. They sent me 3 out of the 6 pictures showing proof that it was completed, because it was hard for her to download the pictures. So she'll send them first thing in the morning. They're complete. I just have to send them to the engineer. Once they're complete, once I receive them, and then they can just close out the project.
Diana, you said that there were a couple that you just went ahead and did?
There were, yes, there were
Okay.
2.
All right, so obviously, those people have not paid Cavalieri?
No one has paid Cavalieri, we just finished. So Cavalieri sent the invoice. So I will forward the
To the
invoice.
unit owners, correct?
To the unit, huh?
They sent, Cavalieri sent.
Cavalieri sent the invoices to me today.
Why are they not invoicing the unit owner?
Cavalieri sent the invoice to me today for all 6 of them.
Okay.
And in that email, I will forward it to the unit owner to let them know, please see the attached
Got it.
invoice, and they have different ways for them to pay, okay?
Got
They are, I found out, some of the former, the ones that they took care of before, that they're still outstanding, which I was unaware of because I wasn't handling it. But she'll send those over to me, so I can forward them over to those.
I just want to make sure Cavalieri understands we are not their collection agency. Okay, I understand that they're the electrician, but they need to collect from the unit owners. Don't get involved and get between them. That's,
Well, they
that
contacted me
with
they said,
Cavalieri.
I know, but because of the fact that when the first batch went out with Rhonda, her letters, that though some of them paid and some did not. And it was sent over to Rhonda, and still nothing happened.
So
We
what
still haven't
happens
seen-
is, if there's association needs to end up paying Cavalier to stay in good standard, with them, then we will assess that unit owner. We'll do an assessment meeting and assess them for the amount the association had to pay on their behalf.
Yeah, and, like I said, the majority of them was not a big deal,
It's
they wanted to
minimal.
have it taken.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, any questions?
Mind you, but they don't mind paying $250 a day on fines.
Right.
Which I pose the question, any unit owner that continues to hinder the ability of the association to close the 40-year, is it legal to charge them back for the daily fines? This is what I'm saying, because I speak to a lot of unit owners in Phase 4, and they are pissed. They're pissed that 6 of their unit owners are dragging their feet. Meanwhile, they're all getting charged $250 a day in fines. And they posed a question, can the association, I said, you know what, that's a damn good question. I'm gonna bring it up to legal, and I'm gonna get it in writing.
So not only those 6, but the ones who were. who did not
Absolutely,
comply.
absolutely. And
It
it's
doesn't
gonna,
make sense
it's
to
gonna,
just
it's
do
gonna get
6
only
people.
worse as we
Yes.
progress through the stages of the final stages for Phase 1, 2, and 3. It's, the same thing's gonna happen. People don't realize that they're contributing from them neglecting to do what they're required to do for the 40-year. They're adding to 250, whatever the fine is for their phase, they're adding, so it just doesn't make any sense.
However, I think that this time around, that things will be a little smoother, and the reason being, one, they will know about the bubble. You have to give them, hey, this is what you need to do to have to close out your home. And a lot of people didn't have that. They were putting in, what other electricians, did for them, and it wasn't good enough. It wasn't what the city wanted. So I think educating the residents would be better this time around.
I think Phase 4
And
should
having pictures of what you need to do. I mean, it's clear.
Okay, that I agree. Phase 4 should be the poster child for the rest of the phases. 'cause
Yeah, I told
We
you.
have been
Well,
through it.
Well, listen, you're not through it like some of the others, because it's totally something.
And
know,
Phase
Phase
4
4
has
is
been
still-
on this subject matter since September, October of last
Right.
year.
Oh, wow.
Because Marjorie Thomas was on here, I never forget that meeting where we agreed that we were only gonna notify them one last time, and then we were gonna do it. This was back then, and look where we are, okay? All right,
So this time around, it won't be like that.
no,
You get them one chance and that's it.
you live and learn, okay?
Okay.
Status of Phase
so,
4 required landscape,
All right, so on the Phase 4 for the landscaping, we had a delay because one of the backflows were leaking. So that got taken care of, thank God. We had to go to permitting, that took a while, but it's all over with. So F&S irrigation, they're coming, they were supposed to be here, this week, but with all the rain, that didn't happen. So hopefully they'll be here this week, for the remainder of the week, get that over with, and so we can have the landscaper start. They have all the materials, they're ready and set to go.
And then once that's done, is the engineer going to come, or are they calling the city to come so they can close that permit that's attached to the landscaping?
Yes. Hopefully we can just send them pictures.
I have a question, did all the sprinklers get fixed now that this landscaping is going in? Are all the sprinklers repaired?
This is Phase 4, we're discussing.
Just for it?
Just
Okay,
phase
so they
four.
don't have any sprinkler issues? I'm not aware of which ones.
We had a backflow, the main backflow was not working, so the tree works would not install the new landscaping until they have proof that all
Yeah.
the,
Because they're
Sprinklers.
warranting all of their
Exactly.
work. Yeah, they're warranting all their plans. Okay, duck removal is on Thursday.
did you all get invited to Phase 3 duck party?
No.
About 15, 20 ducks.
There's ducks all over this community.
No, I know, but there's something with Phase 3 because Eric, there's somebody feeding them in Phase 3 because we have ducks everywhere too, but not the amount of ducks that Eric sent us a picture this morning. It was like a party out there.
It's like 15 of them,
I
right?
can't.
There's more of them, and they can ready.
You can just email them in the future. I don't need to see ducks so early. Somebody say feeding time.
Yeah, somebody's definitely feeding them
Yeah.
in phase 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so, we asked, I'm not posting a notice because I don't want the duck lovers to come out like the cat lovers and stand around and
And let them have a
cry while these ducks are being removed. So I will be on property when the ducks are being caught because I have to make sure that what we're being charged, I want to see that duck. You're not gonna charge us 300 for you that you remove, example, we remove 250 ducks, I wanna see 250 ducks in that net.
That's right.
Okay, so,
Diana, I have a question for you. I know in the last meeting, it was mentioned that we're like, the ducks are gonna be relocated somewhere in Homestead or farm or whatever. The same thing with the cats, they're gonna be relocated or cut?
we're not doing cat removal, I didn't get any approval for cats. We got
Not
approval.
yet, right, you have to.
We got approval for duck removal. Once they leave Omega, I don't care if they go to Disney. To be honest. Now, the only thing is that when we do cat removal, please, we're going to have to send out a notice. If you have a cat that you let out and he comes home whenever, keep your cat inside.
Yeah.
Because when they come to trap and remove cats, we're not gonna go knocking on your door. Is this your cat?
Yeah, that's what I.
And it will not be a catch and release. It's a catch and go. The cat,
Elizabeth has stated.
I'm sorry.
That's what I was wondering with the cats, because certain people have indoor, outdoor cats. They will be warned beforehand for the time frame that the cats are.
Yes, it will be blasted.
They need to be warned. First of all, they need to bring their cats in right now. We bring your cats in. You pee on the people's cars. You know how many calls I get about cat urine? And then when we're doing the inspections,
And scratch my car too.
Yeah.
I have to buy that car.
when you should, the stench,
Right, exactly.
That's on the
Yeah.
okay, so, on to the.
All right, so, wait, we need critter control. We do have a critter, a possum in phase 3
Yeah, we do
next
that
to
as
Jill.
well.
What day are they coming? Thursday.
Why
Did you
don't
get in
you
touch
talk
with the
about
unit
that
owner?
They're coming to.
Is this the same unit that's vacant? No, she has a neighbor that's reporting the
Ladies.
possum.
I bet you it's the one coming from phase 4.
No, there's a possum in phase 4 next to Jill, but there's also a vacant unit next to Jill. Is that the same unit? Yeah? Okay. All right, so critter control will be here for the possum in phase 3 on Thursday. All right, huh?
Duck and possum.
Yes, the same company that's removing the duck, but the possum needs to be done at night. And we want a picture of the suspect.
Why doesn't it come at the traffic?
Possums only come out at night.
But according to her, they live safe, so we still gonna.
But they're nocturnal, they will come, they'll hide in the day, but you'll see them after the night.
Y'all can talk
The
about.
one in phase 4 comes out during the day, as I see.
Sir,
The one in phase 4 comes out during the day.
I haven't seen the one.
Yeah.
this one.
It
It's still
comes
dating
along
them.
Two villas down.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, all right.
Okay.
Would the cat one be during the day?
I have no idea.
Well, we'll get to that when we do the cat.
Because I see the most cats that does.
Well, we can address that.
I see
when
the
we get
cats
to-
all in. Put the cats away. Bring your cats in.
All right. Maintenance golf, what's going on with our golf cart?
The golf cart is here.
They arrived? No, they were gonna bring it, but they finally brought it?
They brought it to my office. Like I'm gonna drive it over to. It's been the weirdest day.
Excellent, so as Barbara
drive
arrived,
it,
did
yes,
Elijah drive it? It's good.
It's fine.
We need to see it.
Okay.
When I go outside and see.
Where is it at? 'Cause I want to see it.
Listen up.
Let's see how long it lasts.
Yes, we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah.
We just need to make sure Elijah's putting water in the battery.
He does put one in that.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's new batteries. And also another thing, I do need approval for, to get a rain guard for the golf cart, because it doesn't make sense for him to be riding around, so we have the golf cart wet. This is the only property that golf cart does not have a rain guard. Not because it's raining, it should still be working. You know what I mean? So.
Does this go over the back of it?
No, it comes
It
down.
comes down and it
It
zips
comes
up.
down and it zips up. Yeah.
Oh, it's like a plastic
The
thing that's,
plastic, yeah.
I got it, because I know that there's a roof kind of on the golf cart, but this is a plastic thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how much is that?
It's not,
How much is that?
it's $900. And it's the cheapest one we can find. Now, you can't go on Amazon and Google, what you call it, because then they're $400 and $500, but you have to have the correct one for the golf cart that you have. I did call around to some of the golf cart companies, that was the cheapest I could find.
And I can always return them if they're not the right ones.
You checked that one?
Yes, he did.
And what's the cost?
How about Timu?
You checked Amazon, compare prices?
Well, you have to have that specific year and the specific time
Yeah.
for that golf cart.
It's
So
not even
we'll check, I'll have them check. And if it's cheaper, he can order it and
Yes.
pay us back over.
How does Elijah know when the lights are out on a little lamppost? Because
We do
one-
light check once a week, and there are some phase, there is a phase that has to be done, and they were supposed to do it when they were doing the GFIs, but that was more important. So they'll be back to do that one sensor.
Ours just went out this
For the
week.
cell? Yeah.
Ours
Yeah,
just went out this week.
the lights in the back there is pitch black. I have to use
Yeah.
a flashlight when I go.
So did
It's
you,
probably
did you,
I've never saw it.
I sent it in.
When I came home the other night, it was pitch black in the street. And by the mailbox.
well, they'll be back anyway, because, to be honest, the number one priority was the GFIs.
But Elijah is aware that during the day, he can turn on the lights and he wants to spot check. Okay,
Yeah.
so if it's a whole roll, it's obviously an
He already,
electrical.
he was, when he was with Cavalieri, because I sent him, he told him about the lights
Okay,
that needed to be changed.
all right.
Nobody checks these.
When you leave, you could see it. I mean, if you go in
So,
the dark, you could see
the
it.
next one was our tree trimming is for August.
This is the common areas.
Yes,
Okay.
and if there's any removals at that time, in advance, we'll get the proposal for the removals. Some of the residents who were not able to, get a company to come and do their trimmings, they wanted to hire the company, I told them, I said, that's fine, during the tree trimming, they can have it done, and you can just pay them. And it wasn't a lot of residents, the majority of them took care of it.
Hopefully,
So that was,
Did he give you a date in August?
no, it will be in August, we'll get a 2-week notice, but
Okay.
we'll know before the week.
I just want to make sure they understand is there are identified trees that buckle against a building that has to be removed. They need to get the permit to remove that. You have her
We
unit,
already
you have
have.
Johnny Hill's unit, you have a few in phase 3. You have one here in the entrance, phase 3. You have the gentleman that has the endangered species tree in the backyard. What's
And,
gonna happen with that?
prior to the tree trimming, because we're having a meeting otherwise. Let me just throw that on there for approval
For what?
for those trees, for removal. The price.
For the August agenda?
No, not August. I mean, you have a
Oh,
meeting.
for the Carol Esty, you wanna add that to that? This is the what trees? The trees that are buckling on the building?
Can we put it on there? Yeah, that's fine. For that meeting with Carol.
What phases are the tree removal?
It
All the
would
common
be
areas.
probably
okay, how about the trees in phase 4, it's almost covered in parking lot? Are they gonna do that?
That's coming common area, yeah.
Okay, they're gonna take care of that.
They're
Okay.
gonna turn it, yeah.
That's able for next month.
No, what's tabled for next month is the trees that need to be removed.
Right.
What they identified as removed. We already know a few of them, but there's a few that were identified as dangerous species that need to be removed. We have 2 or 3 that are buckled against the building that need that association permit, but they need to submit the cost of that and then with permits and blah, 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 so we can vote on it.
And are they gonna address the palms that are swish back and forth the flat roofs? Because that's another issue when it rains.
That's all.
Everything, did you know, all of that is in
all right.
Common
every
area
yes.
trees, are you referring
Okay.
to backyard trees or common?
No, I'm
area?
talking about the trees along the side of, Omega. And when it rains, all those palms going right across this flat roof. And we're supposed to be monitoring our flat roof as per the engineering company. I hear it all the time, don't let it rain. There's a psh, 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 psh.
You think the seeds?
Hmm?
Are you talking about the seeds hitting your?
No, I'm talking about the palm fronds.
Oh, yeah.
And if you walk past,
Outside of the fence.
yeah, if you walk past my unit or stand in the driveway, you can see the palm frond is almost resting on that flat roof.
So if it's a common area tree, whether it be a shade tree or a palm tree, is being trimmed. For the unit owners who were unable to get a company, a cost-effective company to come out and trim their trees, in their backyards that they're responsible
That tree doesn't
for.
belong to me, okay?
Huh?
If that tree is on the property alongside of Omega, this is the one that we had
The
from
tree
the
that everybody
arborist.
points at
Yeah,
each
right,
other.
that I sent everybody a copy of what the arborist think, it belongs to the condo, it's not my tree.
It's on the.
Okay,
It
so we'll
belongs to
put it on the
association.
August agenda, so
Mhm.
let's, do you have a
Oh,
location
trees.
of those trees that need to
Oh, my
be
God.
removed?
Yes, we walk this place at the
Okay,
house.
so he needs to have
I'm on retreat.
have that proposal ready.
But rest assured, if it's on the common area, it's going to be taken care
Yeah,
of.
because I'll be standing there watching, okay? Trust me.
He may not know, here's a good point, he may not know that side of the fence is common area, because remember, it was, the state said it was a city tree, the city said it's the state, because it's
We
a
already-
city road, we already went through that, I
We
know,
walked it with him.
but he knows it. Oh,
Yes.
Okay, he knows.
Okay.
Famous last words,
I
I'll be
know.
standing there,
We'll wait,
perched.
we'll wait to see. All right, unit owner backyard trees, we already did an update on that. How many units still have pending backyard trees, do you think, that are not trimmed?
I don't wanna lie. It's probably not even 10 people.
Okay.
And I'll be lying.
Approximately.
I'm lying if I said it was that much.
All right,
Because they contacted me personally. You know what I mean? So-
yeah, okay. Update on association sidewalk repairs and vendor walkthrough recommendations and review proposals received thus far.
Excuse me, are we done with the trees?
Sorry?
Are we done with trees?
Yes. We're gonna have open forum. We'll go back.
All right.
Okay. Update of association sidewalk and repairs.
Okay, so everyone received the proposal that I sent?
Now, with the proposal you're referring to
Along
is
with-
Atlantic Southern that's here on Sunrise. Now, they
And-
kind of bulked everything together.
No, they did this is a phase 4.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, but they bulked a couple of things. They bulked
They have a phase 5.
asphalt, mill and overlay, lot marking, concrete sidewalk, remove and replace, 4,800. I'm just interested right now in sidewalk repairs. So what's confusing, because we're gonna continue to get, proposals for asphalt repair and so forth, but the sidewalks, 4,000, what I don't understand from his picture, those little stars mean what? The aerial view of phase 4, did he explain?
Those are the areas, just like, if you look at sidewalk solutions,
I didn't get sidewalk solutions. It was together.
that was the one that was sent prior. But then you guys wanted complete
Have that one?
removal. Yeah.
Excuse me, Elizabeth says she sent that one out.
Oh, you, Elizabeth,
That's
right,
right.
right.
But remember, there were two options. There was an option to close that gap where, I don't know who put it in, where some areas, expansion joints have wood, and some of them have like a rubber silicone, okay, that can be removed and it's reinstalled. So there was a proposal to repair those expansion joint areas, and I was told, no, we want a full replacement of the sidewalks. So in phase 4, the concrete sidewalk to remove and replace was 93,204, 93,204, and that's to replace every sidewalk except the
No,
one
it's
that was
not.
already.
That's what you're not understanding. It's not to replace all the sites, it's to repair the identified areas. That's what you're not understanding.
I sent you.
Read the proposal. It says, solve and excavate damaged concrete down to specified state. It's only 4,800 square feet of sidewalk they quoted for 93,000. That's what you're not understanding. It's not, it is crazy. This is just an exercise we're going through because we have to repair our sidewalks and so forth, but that 4,800, we have more than 4,800 square feet of sidewalk.
But it's only the ones that is along.
Diana, solve and excavate damaged. It doesn't say solve and excavate all concrete sidewalks. It says damaged. And they're clear, it's only 4,800 square feet. That's why I was asking about the picture. You know, so this exercise is, of course, we're gonna get more bids, but we need to see what we're looking at, right? But it's not all sidewalks that they're replacing. If you notice the picture, this is why I was saying to you, the picture, look at the back building. There's no stars in the back building because they've only starred where they've identified damaged concrete. That's what the stars in this picture is. Look, this. Look at the back building. Look at the end of the third building. There's no star there because they didn't identify damage. That's the problem. So yeah, I mean, this is a great exercise and we're gonna continue, but I think Atlantic Southern is a little crazy. They're huge anyways. I mean, we just need to get, fixed.
And you have 3D paving, because I walked the entire phase 4 with both of them.
Because just so everybody knows, there is sidewalks that need to be leveled, you know, with construction and so forth, the heavy trucks could have shifted some of the sidewalks, all right. Or over time, because our sidewalks have, the expansion joint. That used to be wood, and the developer made this place, and had nice wood in the middle, nice thought. Ever since we updated our sidewalks throughout the years, pieces, we have the sidewalk that has the slit, there's no expansion, right, to avoid them, okay. So, the exercise was, let's get proposals, let's see what it costs to repair what we have. Let's see what it costs for a replacement to see what's cheaper to repair, because if you have so many different areas, it starts adding up, and then they're doing that foam to lift and blah, 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 which is not always guaranteed over time. So the exercise is, let's get 3 bids, let's see what it would cost to replace existing sidewalk versus just repair and lift uneven sidewalks, right? That's thing number 1. Thing number 2 is, it's time to resurface. We have, in phase 4 and all the phases, really bad spots where you have roots that have lifted the asphalt and created trip hazards over. Let's get estimates of what it would be to resurface the
The mill and pave, which you have.
Yeah, the mill and pave, which is the resurfacing. So Atlantic Southern broke down everything, mill and overlay, lot marking, restripe, concrete curb, remove and replace, the areas that are broken, asphalt, remove and replace, and then do, remove and replace sidewalks that need repair.
And 3D paving.
And 3D paving, okay. The 3D paving, they walked phase 4, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Both of
Did
them.
they separate, did they separate sidewalks with asphalt? No, that's Atlantic.
Yes, it is.
So we got 2 minutes for that?
Yes.
We have Atlantic Southern,
And we have
3D paving, and you said you had a third one?
The third one was only for these repairs, which was like $13,891.
Okay, so that's the one
And
I
that
was
one-
seeing,
that
I
one I
missed
did
that
not-
email. I have to see that.
Here, that one I did not,
No, huh?
I just had 3.
Well, you only sent us one for the board meeting, so there's a disconnect here because I
That
know
one was only
Elizabeth
for
was
repair.
helping with the walkthrough. Yeah, this is the gentleman, Florida Sidewalk Solutions are the ones that, okay, I see phase 4. And this is the one Elizabeth walked with.
Yeah, I did 2 of them. I did Alpha, and then Florida Sidewalk. Alpha came in, I'll resend both of them. Florida Sidewalk was just to kind of, grind it down and level it out. And then Alpha, Alpha Construction, I believe, they were going to repair the rubber in between, so like the little divots.
and you walk with them or you sent them out there?
I walked up with both of them. Florida sidewalks, I measured every single sidewalk thing. I stood up every 3 hours and then twice for an hour and a half.
Very interesting, and I'll explain later. Okay, so we have one repair only.
So that's all you,
The exercise was 3 bids, sidewalk companies, repair versus replace, right? That was the thing. Atlantic included everything. Then we needed 3 bids of resurfacing, repairing the asphalt, and resurfacing, restriping, and blah, 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 to get an idea, right? In the future, what it would cost to have sidewalks all repaired or replaced, depending on the price, and then the asphalt driveway repairs. You have roots sticking out, you have roots by mailbox number 2 in phase 4, it's going to, if it continues. We have curbs, whoever planted those oak trees in a finger island, what were they thinking? You have oak trees that are lifting or island and then creating a lift on the asphalt. So we have to address, so the exercise was, let's get an idea what
and
this
you
looks
have,
like.
yes, and you do have the concrete curb repair, you do have the asphalt paving, you do have the mill paving, all that is in there. I would
That's
just-
on Atlantic.
It's 3D as well, Patty,
3D? Oh,
absolutely.
I don't have 3D in front of me. All right, so I'm gonna make a motion to table this, but I just wanna make sure we're going through the exercise. That's what we need to do, because we need to determine, we need to have a clear picture of what's it cost to actually repair the sidewalks, how long are they gonna last if they use that treatment, that foam treatment to lift. We need all this information, but I wanted to get this started because once the rest of the, we need to see what we're looking at.
So
Right.
also the companies I spoke with said that they can have a representative and explain everything in detail. I sent over the quote, but they said that they'll mind coming and meeting with the board and, you know, essentially giving the full description of what they do and why we need one.
Yeah. So, Elizabeth, you're gonna send those to us again?
Yeah, I actually just sent it.
Good.
I just sent the Florida sidewalk and I'm looking for the Alpha construction.
Yeah, 'cause that one we didn't get.
Alpha Construction.
Okay.
So, just to be clear, we're gonna have 3 asphalt paving company and 3
The only reason I
sidewalk.
didn't meet the third guy, because I got a call that I had a death. That's the only reason I have everyone set up to meet.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then with the rain, like I said, I don't just send companies out and be like, oh, just gonna give me a price. No, I walk with each and every vendor. Just like I'll be doing
Okay.
3,
So, I
2,
mean,
and 1.
there's time. This is an exercise that we're doing because we need to have knowledge of what this looks like. So,
Okay.
all right, so we'll table that. Not table that, we'll continue on our future for discussion.
Who seconded?
All right, so, no,
No,
that's
no,
not
no,
okay.
okay.
It was just an update. Sir, you have a question about the trees?
Yeah, how soon are we looking at in terms of getting these trees addressed?
What date in August is tree work starting, common area
I
trees?
told everyone that that I will know this month when they're starting in August. It'll be 2 weeks in advance that the residents will be notified on posting on the mailboxes, and you guys can put it on the board.
So on the trees that is affecting my room, they need to remove 2 large trees,
They're sitting on.
and they are
over
sitting
roofs.
right over my roof.
We just discussed that. They're gonna vote on if the upcoming meeting with the prices on.
Yeah, she's Joan Hill, she's the one I was telling
I know
you
she is.
earlier. She's got an overgrown tree, then we have a tree that's buckled against this first building in phase 3. There's a few buildings that have somebody, whether the past unit owner,
Exactly.
planted the tree so close to the unit that it's now creating
It's kind
an
of
issue.
going slow, and it's
Sorry?
just sitting there for a disaster to happen. Because the other day, a little wind and rain was there, and a whole bunch of them blew down over there. Oh, and some of it over his backyard, right in front of his,
Once any of those limbs fall
You
on
know,
my
it's
house,
like-
on my backyard, I just hope my kid isn't out there playing at that time. 'Cause it's.
Yeah, you had emailed about the
and
windstorm
it's horrible
rain.
because they don't do
So,
anything
but
about
let me
it.
ask you, I have a question to ask. How come that wasn't removed in the last tree trimming?
What?
Because we have pros.
We have no control over
Why?
that. That's
Sucks.
that's
I'm not
talking
talking to you. I'm not talking to you. I'm saying when you guys did the last tree trimming,
Why don't you ask Jerry for
They were-
proscapes?
There were blue taped on all
Ask
trees
Jerry
in
for
phase
those
2.
tapes.
That was.
We're still waiting for his stump
And
removal.
they didn't.
And they did some and left
That's
some.
why we're changing landscape.
And yes, I'm talking to
Right.
you guys because nobody do anything in that section. No tree trim in that section. And that is why all of this thing is happening.
That's not true, Joe. I sent you proscapes,
Well,
okay?
you know
I sent you
what?
proscapes and I even
No.
had you meet with Jerry.
Well-
There are certain things that arborists cannot touch
What is
unless the tree is removed.
No.
That is,
Approved.
yeah. So
I apologize
you may
for
have,
that.
I have a tree behind my unit
I
on common
apologize
area
for that,
that I'm
because-
dying for it to be cut. And I was told by the arborist, I
Yeah.
said, this tree is making my palm tree grow this way,
Yeah.
right? He says, ma'am, I cannot trim that tree further as an arborist. It's
Okay.
against the city code. That is a canopy tree. We need to have a cert. He talked to me in arborist language. I'm like, forget it. I'm sorry, I just don't
What
understand.
I'm saying, apart from when you came there, took pictures, whatever,
Yeah.
and you send prostate and they come and trim,
They trimmed
They
because
did, they
we need
trimmed.
permission to cut that tree down because it's trimmed based on the arborist
it's
guidelines.
trimmed, but there is
Yes,
no
I'm
one trimming.
100% in agreement with you, Joe.
But-
We don't need to trim it, we need to get permission from the city to
To
cut it.
remove it. But what I'm
And
trying
they
to
might
tell you
even,
that,
might even let you.
apart from that trimming, landscaper come there and nobody do anything in that section. I live right there, and I know.
What do you say, don't do anything,
They
cut it?
don't do any trimming in that section.
They don't supposed to,
No,
that's
they
what
don't.
annual, no, and we have annual tree trimming for that.
Yeah, uh-huh.
They don't, not part of the monthly landscaping, do they cut trees, that's not part of that.
But even when they annual tree trimming, they don't do
Joe,
anything. in
I'm
that.
agreeing with you, Proscape sucks. They're unreliable.
When they come out and
Okay,
do gardening, you see all the trash and stuff, they just.
Exactly. We are going to be
It's crazy.
searching for new landscaping companies because we're very frustrated with Proscapes. I've spoke to the owner numerous times of our discontent with their services. Yes, it's gonna get better, I'm gonna change the supervisor on site. Guess what? I'm not gonna talk anymore. The next communication we're gonna have with Proscapes is their 30-day notice. That's it. That's why we need to move with landscaping bids, so this board can review and look at new landscaping companies.
Did you notice in phase 4, the first section, as soon as you come in, you make a right, one of the homeowners planted a tree.
Yep.
Right? Perpendicular with the.
And you know what,
parking
that's
lot.
not even a homeowner, that's a renter, I know what you
Why?
mean, yes.
And I
This is-
saw it,
this
I
is-
said, I've mentioned it.
This is part of our problem is, throughout the years,
Somebody could have been killed.
for whatever reason, renters, homeowners were not observed. They think that the finger islands are theirs, they think the side of the buildings are theirs, and they plant things,
Yep.
And it's a
you
big-
know, and it's,
It's a nice sized tree, because I noticed.
well,
And they put
that
a lot
corner
of-
unit is a renter, so we need to, talk to
Well,
them.
when we go, well, first of all, when, the residents, because I'm telling you, the residents really need a letter, a notice.
You said residents or homeowners?
Residents is anybody who live in Omega Villas.
Okay.
Because the condition of the, I'm not even gonna discuss the inside of the fences, inside their personal property. Outside of the property, they need to start removing their stuff. Whatever stuff you have outside, take it and put it in your private area, because we need to just start throwing stuff away. It is incredible, the
It's a
things,
violation notice.
you don't even know who the things belong to. There is,
Like, what things are you talking about? If,
outside of the
She had a close
fences,
look when she was walking every building.
You- what?
If an item is outside of a particular fence of a homeowner, you will have to just assume it's theirs and reach out to everybody.
No, I said that
If you
every
don't get any
person,
attention, then you move it away.
no, but everyone needs to be notified, because if something is outside of Patty's fence, and you think it belongs to Patty, it's not even hers. It belongs to somebody
I'm
else.
talking like bicycles.
You're talking about personal items, people's personal items.
Like what?
I went past a homeowner today, and there are 3 cameras attached to trees on the common property.
In
3
what phase?
cameras. And
What phase?
phase 1 to
I wonder if it's the
1700.
homeowner that had the attempted burglary.
Yeah.
Well, but it's, no, this is all pointed at the grass to catch people not picking up after their dog.
I'm about to do the same. I'm being perfectly honest. And I've seen it more than once, and I told.
I'll give you a recommendation, I have Fort Knox in my unit, I recommend those camera and system any day.
Yeah.
Anything. It holds for 60 days, and I got it all angles. So much that every time something happens, a cop knocks on my door to view. If something happens in phase 4, they want to view my video. That's how good the
Okay.
cameras are.
Here's the situation, they have attached this to a tree that belongs to the association. What if they kill that tree? It's a camera and it is a, solar cell.
Do we know who it belongs to?
Yeah, we do.
We just
Okay,
sent
so
a letter.
yes,
Letter to the, it could be a renter, for God's sakes, we don't know.
No, it's not.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
a
in
letter
other
to the unit owner, if you can get to the management.
Just send it to me and.
So in other words, we're saying we're gonna ask them to remove the cameras from the tree?
Well, it's
From
on
our
common
tree?
area.
Okay.
It's on common area.
And put it on.
And you know, so items that you were saying, like, what could some of the items in flooring stuff? You know, you got people with their pots, landscape pots. I mean, you have.
Is that behind the fence or in front of the fence?
So basically,
On common
basically,
area.
we got somebody like
It's
this.
outside the fence.
Outside the fence, okay.
So basically,
Okay.
we tell everybody to bring in all their personal things. You know, like.
But it just look horrible, so the thing is that just remove your stuff, otherwise it's gonna be removed.
Outside the fence.
I have plants on the Finger Island, but that's because I was told to move everything away from the front because they're gonna start the structure, and that was last year.
I think
I'm still
any
waiting.
building that has construction going on, we need
I don't know
to
what you're
check.
talking about.
You know,
We need to check with the
because I have
owners.
my pots in the front. And
Yeah, I
don't
did the same
understand.
thing, I moved my pots on the island, because I was supposed to take everything 6 feet away.
Right.
And so,
But once
we
they
need to
finish
check
it,
why, we're not talking about the island, we're talking about in front of the unit, there is outside on common area, or limited common area, there is junk, it's like a junkyard.
Yes, it
Mhm.
is.
Yeah, I've got one guy that's got 3 huge coolers
Oh,
sitting in front. And inside those coolers, one of them is filled with coconuts, one of them is filled with food, okay? And one of them is filled with something that is rotting and stinks.
So, yeah, that's.
So why don't you just put a memo out to everybody instead of complaining in here about each individual?
Oh,
owner?
we've taken care of
Just
that.
put the memo out.
Exactly.
Deal with it.
Yeah, we've taken care of those.
That's all.
So, next item.
Regulations.
You know,
You just send it out to everybody.
All right, anything else for open forum? Yes.
Well, he said he's not.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, okay, no, sorry, Noel?
As regards the areas that we do bulk pickups, I don't know if you guys noticed or have any suggestions as it regards how this is piled and what the clamps are doing to the grass areas. One suggestion that I've seen on other projects that I've worked, where you could put a concrete platform in which your post is supposed to be. Anything outside of that, the guy will leave it, because this is defacing everything.
Yeah.
All of what you're doing, trying to uplift the property, is not doing any good at all
Yep.
once you don't contain that. It is a mess. I have a possum living underneath flooring of my neighbor that I keep digging up my own bricks, going to Home Depot, buy bricks and stuffing that hole so they don't come out.
What's your neighbor address? Because if we do it possible, you'll be.
1741 Northwest 73rd, Phase 2. And these guys, they came, they put the flooring down and stuff. They don't know things live underneath them. They were in and out. And at the same time, when the same things that we take up as bulk and put them, people just go and just throw them down, they don't care. And you gotta think about it, it's in front of someone else's property.
Yeah, I just came past
It's hard.
between phase 1 and 2 on the way over here. There is food out there. There is, it's like somebody had.
But
there's
that's
lunch.
one word.
But that's work, yeah.
But wait. First of all, you can't blame the workers, and I'll tell you the reason why.
Yeah.
They are.
You have residents that are throwing their bar, it's
Right.
that the throwing, I mean, they've been bad enough, I'm not picking on for the guys.
Yeah.
You have the residents that are throwing their garbage bags
Right.
out in bulk, you know? So, I mean, if you have a camera and you see people, because I know how Elijah digging in garbage to pull out names, you know? Because it's disgusting. And it didn't just start. This has been going on, I was told, for years. Years. So the thing is that we have to educate people and teach people how to live. I don't understand why it says, put your garbage out, put your bulk out 2 days, what is it,
3 days.
The bulk days in advance.
The nice situation.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
it's the
yeah.
week, it's the weekend before.
What we do, what, like he said, like you mentioned,
Stuff on
if
Friday.
we have we can have a designated area, that would help.
Yeah,
That
but
would help
it's
with it.
gonna
If
be
everything's
in
in one area,
some,
they can just come in right.
but it's always gonna be in somebody's yard, right? People are just gonna come and pile up and pile up and pile up. People are remodeling their homes and they're putting it out there, you know, instead, when I'm here and I see people doing work, I am like, hey, buddy, make sure you take that with you. Residents see when other people are putting things out. So if you start hitting it in the people's pocket, they'll stop.
Yeah, but it's not the residents' fault. It's rules and regs need to be established and followed, and you put violation notices for those that don't.
We do need to
The
have a
problem
designated
is we don't always know.
Well,
And
put out a blanket one and let them know that you're gonna be watching and you're gonna be violating.
The resident, no, your neighbors will be watching.
Well, whoever.
But honestly, we
Neighbors
can
are
work,
bad.
we can work towards first, is having a designated area for bulk pickup in each phase. That can help.
Yes.
Like I said, like time, monitoring area, there's one area right there.
Debbie, or you have something
This
else?
first floor.
Yeah, that was one of the items on my agenda because I'm a person that has to look at that giant pile.
Yeah.
Okay, it's right across the street from me. First, that was never the designated area to put any bulk.
Right.
That was not the area, it was just to put it over by the peninsula. That's what I was told.
Right.
Okay, so they picked it up on Friday, guess what?
It's,
They start piling, as soon as they pick it up, they start piling the junk on the dump.
right.
And I have to get
Call management and tell them there's a violation, please handle it.
Well, I figured when you get the whole building, when you get the, maybe you can put a camera right in front
Yes,
of the house. and
when we get the buildings done,
Yeah.
we are going to definitely put
They
cameras
know
on.
there's a camera in there being
Right.
filmed.
Yeah, we need
that's
to have
all.
security in general.
Right.
Okay, the other thing, what's up with the pool? I went on Saturday morning, I like to use the pool. It's the dirtiest I've ever seen it in all the years I've been here.
Oh, wow.
On Saturday?
It was so bad, I brought my little net with me to scoop over.
It was raining on Saturday.
No, I was there Saturday, no. That pool is not good. And it's sand on the bottom. And
Sand?
I'm just telling you the truth.
No, I'm asking
Sand, there was sand on the bottom, whatever it was, looked like sand, and the water level was so low that I don't even know if it's getting filtered correctly. Check, just check.
We might have to
I have to take my
change.
little net,
We might have to
so I can
change
scoop the
there.
bugs and the debris all the
We
time.
might have
So
to
please
change,
check it.
maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because there's nobody here.
That's the second, no, that's the second time I've been in the pool. It was
You
worse
come on
this time than it
Saturday.
was last time.
Okay.
Because I
Thank
really
you.
like to use the pool.
Yeah. Put that
It should be
on the
Monday, Wednesday,
website.
Friday, is what we
So
should.
I was going to, but then I think we'll come here.
Yes, now put it on the website so somebody can get over there and look at it.
Yeah, I mean, and you can just.
Yeah.
It should be Monday, because it was good Monday, but I don't know what they do on a.
I'm telling you, I never complained or anything, but I really like to use the pool.
What time Saturday was this?
Just past that.
What time?
I was there about 11 o'clock in the morning.
What time do they come service the pool?
They don't even.
I'm curious to see if they
It was
service the
between
pool.
10 and 11.
There's
There's nobody else
residents that
there.
send you a picture after they service the pool. That's what I do.
Yeah, but why is the water level so low? It's never been that low.
Temperature changes can do that.
Well,
When
it's
it's
been
really
low.
hot.
Water evaporates, you
Yeah,
know.
well, I've been on cruise for a lot of years, I've never seen the water level.
All right, I'm going to
Yeah, I do have a question, but there might be people here who don't know what I'm talking about, so I just want to preface my question just in case. The city of Plantation has assessed fines to us in the amount of close to $800,000. That's a big chunk of change. So at some point, the owners are going to be responsible for paying this unless something is done. And I calculated roughly, that could be 30 grand per owner. I don't have 30 grand laying around, I don't know about anybody else. So as required, I sent the board a letter, certified letter, per protocol, asking about the fines and what are we doing about them. It had a 10-day response time in it, which is the law, and I received absolutely no response from anybody.
Your certified letter goes to the attorney, that
No,
was
it's
the
law,
last
I don't know who it goes to. The law says there's 10 days to provide me with the documentation that I requested. So now, this is not a personal attack on you or the board.
It's not, I'm confused because Rhonda responded to your letter.
Rhonda did not respond. I got nothing from nobody.
She,
I got
something else.
didn't she?
I thought she did.
So you can give this to Rhonda. This is a 5-day demand letter.
No, I'm not, you need to send it to,
I'm not sending any more certifieds. I don't get any
you can
response.
email it to her.
I can email it to her, but you should have a copy of what I'm emailing
But
then.
you don't copy everybody.
Pardon me?
No, I said you do copy everyone.
This is, I got no response with my 10-day certified letter. The law says, Florida's, my records request, the law says 10 days, I should have all the documents to answer the questions. Therefore,
Your
Rhonda or
certified
whoever-
letter was sent to the attorney.
That's fine.
Your attorney sent,
Nothing.
let me speak, sent the draft to the board, it was approved, and to the legal committee, and it was sent.
Well, I got nothing, so that's why I'm bringing it up. Okay,
Well,
and
that's
this is in an effort to just be fair. This is 5 more days to please get the documentation, because none of us here want to pay $30,000.
Let me make sure, because, quite frankly, you've come in late in the process, because
Okay.
you started getting disinformation and about, the fines that you're seeing are the 40-year certification fines, okay?
No, that's not the ones I'm referring to.
The
I'm referring to
numbers that you
ones.
provided in your letter
Okay.
we did get an email, but the numbers that you were the 40-year related, okay? The other ones that you cited in your letter are closed. So Rhonda do you have an email from Rhonda? Okay, so the fines that you're talking about are 40-year certification fines. The numbers you refer to are for older fines that are closed by the city.
Okay, so if they're closed, can we get some documentation that they're closed? We don't
You should be able to see it on the city, that's where she got it. But let's be clear, the fines, the $800,000 fines, guess what? They're gonna continue because it's tied to the 40-year certification. So I do care because I'm a unit owner, okay? And just like you, I'm gonna be paying those fines. This is what we're talking about earlier. When you have unit owners that are not cooperative and doing what they need to do, guess what? We're getting fined every day as a community, okay? So I just want to make sure that this information is clear if you're going to bring up something. I will send her this, but I saw an email response to Jan Costello's, I'll follow
I
up
didn't
with
get
her.
it yet, please do, because I'm just very concerned. That's a whole lot of.
As we are, all are. You're not the only one getting fined. And had we done what this association should have done from day one, we would have been able to do the 40-year certification a long time
So
ago.
my question was basically when we used a subcontractor that was not licensed. That's the fine.
What subcontractor is not licensed?
It's just,
You're listening to disinformation.
That's on the record.
Okay, then if you don't know the name, it didn't happen.
No, that's.
Okay, no, it didn't happen.
I'm
It's just-
so
it
tired of
didn't-
this
Jan,
disinformation and where you're getting it from,
It
okay?
didn't happen
If you're
unless
gonna-
you can give us specifics.
Exactly. nothing, bring facts to the
bottom
meeting.
line.
Again,
That's why I sent a letter to ask for documentation.
There is no
If
documentation.
I was-
She asked for documentation, she didn't
I
ask for
just asked for documentation.
what I'm saying is, what you prefaced earlier to this is where this disinformation starts, and I'm not playing anybody's game here. I am very clear. The bulk of those fees, those fines, are the 40-year certification. How many years are we behind in phase one?
Phase one should have been done in,
When did you reach 40 years?
Well, 1978, so.
Patty, that was not my concern, because I know that you're going to get the 40-year, and those fines are probably going to go away. My concern was if there was a contractor hired that was.
Show me
that
which one, because the attorney looked at these numbers that were provided in your letters.
Maybe my numbers were not 100, but my
Okay,
verbiage.
but when you bring something to the floor, please be factual.
My correspondence referred to possible contractor
Who?
being
Who?
hired.
Okay.
That's why I'm trying to find out.
There weren't any that.
Okay, everybody just understand that you're telling her not to listen to disinformation. However, when she's trying to get the answers by requesting the record and be corrected then, if that's the case, you guys are writing her off.
Do you want every
She's just doing
contractor who has worked for us since 1978?
No,
What
sure, I don't. I asked for somebody, if we got fined by an.
Are you talking about allegations from 2008, 2009? If this board member keeps picking up? What record do we have?
If we have fines related to that, then
Ma'am,
yes.
the only fines I'm familiar with are the 40-year fines.
Okay,
So if
then-
you have other information, I want to see it, because
That's
all
what
you're
I
doing.
am asking for from the board and the
You
attorney.
provided.
I don't need to provide, I'm asking
No,
you.
you provided.
talking over
You provided case numbers that are close with the city.
I also provided a description, so if I don't have correct.
I will circle back with the attorney, but the email that I got is that the numbers you provided in your letters are close to permits.
Okay, but I also said the hiring of a non-licensed contractor.
Who?
Maybe.
Who?
She doesn't know, that's what she's
We
asking.
don't know either. Who?
Okay, well, she's asking.
She's going by
No, but you
disinformation.
have to wait. If you're gonna
Hold on,
send,
let me
one second,
finish.
if you're gonna send an email, any correspondence, and don't shut me up.
Well, I was just shut up.
If you're going, first of all, you gotta do your homework. You cannot expect to send, if anyone send me anything and say, oh, I want you to research this, no. You research it yourself and then come to you. You don't send something to the association or the management company and say, oh, what is this, or I think, or I feel, no. Do your research first.
I'm asking for documentation, and I said if. Now, if my information is correct, I'm entitled to get the documentation.
You can't
I don't
even
have
tell us
the
who
know-how,
they are.
I don't have the know-how to do all of that investigation myself, nor the time, so I'm checking on it. And I got a right to inquire about it.
That's not the issue. The issue is you're saying, I heard there's a line
I did not
license.
say that.
When, who, where? Who?
Doesn't matter, I don't have the name.
So
That's
we
why I'm
don't
asking.
either. We don't either.
There's
Do you have a time
no
period?
stipulation in the state code that says how
What's the time
specific
period?
you have to.
Okay.
When are you talking, 2008, 2009, 2012? What are we looking
Are you
at?
aware of that, Patty?
No.
You are not aware of anything at all that work contract was ever hired without.
Not to my knowledge.
No.
Are we still recording? Not to my knowledge.
Me neither. We have always,
There's been allegations about, what was that roofing company, when, All Florida was here? That there's an allegation they were not licensed and contracted, they are, they're a roofing.
So as long as I get a response from the attorney.
I will not
telling me that,
respond to
you don't have
anything that you're not clear on.
The attorney can respond and say.
And say, I don't know.
I don't see anything.
Even if she said, I don't know what you're talking about, then it's just.
If you really
if you send something and they don't know what you're talking about, at least just
They should
respond and say, I do.
Yes, the law requires a response.
Yes, whether the response is like, I don't know what you're talking about, just say, I don't know.
And that would mean that the attorney reviewed everything to make sure that that was not the case, right?
Because to.
Jan, I'm not playing your game, ma'am. I know why you're asking that. You've been asked to ask that.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, when you came into this,
I
you.
was not asked to
Let me ask you, let me just tell you something, Jan. Don't forget, we got the WhatsApp transcripts where you were involved with this particular board member and playing into it. I'll ask, let me send an email to the board. You have something you want specifically us to look into, give us specifics. What allegations of what vendor, when?
If I had that information, I wouldn't be asking.
And if I had that information, maybe I would be able to answer. And then you're questioning, you don't have knowledge?
I didn't say that.
You just said, you don't have knowledge?
I asked you if you had
You
knowledge.
said it in a very derogatory statement. I'm not on trial here, man. Any other questions? Yes.
I'm entitled to the.
You are entitled to this stuff. But if it's like a needle in a haystack, what is it that you're referring
We had this
to?
set up for a long time. You're gonna take long. This guy been having his hand in his follow. Go ahead.
Yeah, the question she's asking isn't really direct because it has that specific. And you guys did say it will be addressed to whatever letter was sent. So couldn't we just
What do you
leave that where it is?
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
Because that's not
The
the
letter
way
that you sent
that's not the way
via
this group
whichever that
responds.
is.
Because we're doing a report.
They
You
did
didn't
say.
read my letter.
I don't have to.
I'm so tired of the allegations.
I'm just saying,
Not an
I
allegation.
have somebody more than that's asking and I can't even get fast.
Yeah, of course. All right,
Alright, I said the same.
I can't even get it fast.
all right. Do you have anything else?
Just one question. Is construction on a full-time hall?
Until they get the permits.
There's a construction meeting on the 30th.
They're waiting on the permits for the bottom. Because they take forever.
Yes. Do you have an agenda item question?
Yeah.
I've been raining.
It's not me. So, I would like the record to reflect that, and I'll be sending this by email as well, that this board has, I want the record to reflect that this board has applied the 90-day delinquency rule inconsistently and selectively.
Thank you.
Let me finish.
I'd like to make a motion to
No, let me,
adjourn.
Blair. Look, do you see this?
Yes.
It's right here. Let me finish. I have the right to finish. Okay, we're having Robert's rules, Blair. So, another board member was allowed to serve in violation of the same provision for over 4 months without removal. Her votes were later voided, but her role was never suspended. In contrast, I have been removed today immediately and publicly, whereas obviously Maud was told in advance that she was sitting over there. So she knew what was coming.
Right.
Despite the fact that my balance is tied to ongoing litigation regarding the association's own failure to maintain the property. This is inconsistent, retaliatory, and deeply troubling from a governance standpoint. It appears that
Thank you.
this has nothing to do with Sean, this has to do with me,
No,
Patty.
yeah, because
And it
we're
has to
already
do with you
getting
taking
Sean.
retaliatory actions.
I made a motion to
So,
adjourn.
it appears that the board is not
Thank you.
enforcing rules evenly, but rather using them selectively against directors who raise concerns and pursue their legal objectives. I formally object to this action and reserve my rights to pursue review through the DPR or the court of
This meeting is
decision.
adjourned.
So at the
Thank you,
next
ladies and
meeting,
gentlemen.
I'm gonna see another here.
Get out of my face.
Watch, because you can't take me off the board, actually. So I'll be sitting up at the board. So good luck with that. And I have legal backing on that. And I'll have my attorney send Rhonda a letter.
Good.
Very good. Next time, have your ducks in a row and get people off the board when they're supposed to be off the board. Because you did it on purpose so that row would be vacant and other people couldn't come in. And you did it sneaky and you're gonna get caught. And the DPR is gonna be aware and the state's gonna be aware. Okay. A little fast on me, I don't fucking think so. And Marge, you know you're wrong.